Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with another monthly forecast by the zodiac element and today we're going to be looking at the earth sign and what is awaiting you in the month of July. We're actually going to be looking at three different aspects. First is going to be what is going to be happening in the energetic field, and we'll take a look at feminines and masculines separately. The second question is going to be what's going to be happening in terms of action. What action are the DMs and DFs taken? And the third one is going to be what action is being taken towards union specifically for the twin flame connection. And of course, we'll start with an oracle deck. So I've already shuffled actually, so I'm just going to pull out the card for divine feminine and then for divine masculine separately. So that will be a reading. I've already posted readings for water signs and air signs, so check those out. And last but not least, I'm going to be putting up the fire sign reading tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Hope you guys are doing well. For the feminines, we've got truth be told. Let's get a card for the masculines too, and then I will read the oracle message from the book. As I'm reintroducing myself to these cards, I decided that I will use the book a little bit more at the beginning. And wow, number 33 for masculines, chaos and conflict. This is the master number 33, the blueprint number. Okay, let's start with truth be told, number 14. There is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you're called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. So what I'm hearing immediately, this is first and foremost about being honest with yourself, about admitting what is really going on, what is really bothering you, what kind of downloads are you getting. Live with them, process them, accept them. We have a lot going on astrologically in the month of July, so I feel like that would be almost like a mantra for the months, right? To always be authentic and honest and just see those messages that are coming in, the downloads, the experiences in the karmic path for what they are, because deep down you already know, right? This is more about acknowledging it that way with your conscious mind and in your conscious life. Okay, number 33 for divine masculine. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself in a cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes, and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than be understood. Right? So I would say there is a certain similarity here, but for masculines here, it's more about doing observation and analysis, let's put it that way, of what is going on around you. As much as it seems out of order, out of structure, like something random that will like come and go, all aspects are important at this time. So it's important for you to also acknowledge it, you know, accept it, process it. There is nothing small, or there's no energy that is there by mistake, let's put it that way. Okay, so let's turn to tarot. The first question is going to be about where the twins are going to be energetically, what will be happening in the 5D space in the month of July. And I'm going to choose the Tarot Mystical Moments for that. Let's see what we have for Divine Feminines first of all. And Earth signs are, of course, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. In the month of July, we also have a switch. Well, first of all, we just had full moon in Capricorn. Secondly, on July 17th, we have a switch of the North Node from Taurus to Aries. So if you have a lot of Taurus, a lot of Capricorn, this will definitely be a pretty loud month. If you have something at 29 degrees, any of your planets in like month personal planet placements, that will also be a pretty loud month for you. Okay, so for feminines we have 8 of Cups in reverse. Please clarify. Eight of Wands, 2 8s. Interesting. Okay, and for masculines, the Hanged Man. Please clarify. 4 of Swords. Okay, similar energy, major and minor arcana. Bottom of the deck, Lovers here. Yes, energetically, the bond is getting stronger and stronger. And in this deck, to me, Lovers is more about compassion and kindness. It's about that mutual understanding. How we talked about processing the information, observing it, acknowledging it. This is when it comes to the twins, there's also mutual compassion and kindness. Almost like, yeah, maybe some of the energies or some of the attitudes or even words have been harsh from the past. But I understand where you were coming from, or I recognize that, you know, how many challenges you went through, how many hoops you jumped through, and why you were in that place, right? So it's also about forgiveness and release of those maybe tougher, rougher energies from the past. And so for the feminines energetically, we see the 8, so this is like confident movement forward. This is the desire to not just talk about things you want to do, not just planning, not just thinking about it, but actually going out there and doing. And you don't want to be walking away from your dreams, from the ambitious opportunities, or from your twin connection, right? Or whatever it is, the connection you're considering for yourself in love, right? Because we had Lovers at the bottom of the deck. So each of the twins is looking into a connection in love. It can be with a twin, can be with a soulmate, can be a karmic connection, but still there is that consideration. And definitely whichever of those areas become more focused, there is a strong desire for the feminine to move towards it and stop planning for tomorrow. Stop thinking that it's not perfect yet, that there will be a better moment, there will be better circumstances. No, it's like at this point, Divine Feminine is saying enough. I'm just gonna go for it. For the masculines, again, it's more of a, so from what we were just reading from the book For Chaos and Conflict, it's a time for observation and analysis, right? What that chaos or that chaotic situation has to do with like a bigger picture of my life, right? And this kind of reflects it too. And as I was saying, similar energy from the major and minor kind of placement. About analysis, about contemplation, taking a break, having some rest. Some may be going on vacation. Some will just make more focus on their meditation or prayer practice, right? But there is a strong pull towards not, so you see, this is like this switch of the energies where, I mean, at least within the earth signs, where the feminine energy is more in the masculine vibration right now, right? Is more in that mode with taking action. And with the masculine energy is more in the feminine energy, which is about observing, acknowledging, understanding, rather than taking action. Okay, the second question is what action is being taken. So we talked about energetics, talked about what the energy predisposition is. What kind of actions are divine feminines taken? Ooh, the Tower was clarifying. Knight of Wands. It kind of fell in reverse, so I'm just gonna take it like that. It hit my hand, so I kind of flipped it, but you know, everything happens for a reason. Let's see what we have for the masculines. What kind of action is being taken or is advised to be taken, right? So treat this part of the reading as kind of like recommended action, right? This is the potential. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be like that. Ooh, Queen of Wands and another Eight of Cups. But this is for the masculine now. It's interesting. Okay, Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So the twins are starting to see that the opportunity is in front of you if you decide to see it and to accept it, right? Like, you're supposed to manifest it, to bring it into your reality, not just sit and mope or sit and wait. Those are low vibrational energies that are not gonna get you your dream, your goal, whatever it is you're trying to attract into your life, right? And so, oh, actually, this is the Knight and the Queen. Gotcha. Yeah, so divine feminine may actually see in this month that their divine masculine is not the Knight of Wands that they thought they were. Knight of Wands is a player energy, or somebody that is driven by their impulses, their instincts, the energy of the moment, rather than something more solidified, you know, something based on their beliefs and overall values in life, you know. Like, this was a sharp contrast with the earth energy. We're doing this reading for earth signs, right? So for divine feminine of the earth sign, those were like the approach and the patterns that they understood, right? Where you have certain system in your life, certain set of techniques and approaches that you use, and you follow those in when it comes to big things. Whereas a lot of times their masculines would act more on the impulse, on the emotion, on their specific drive of the moment, you know, and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the flow here, you know, whatever happens, or whatever I feel like doing. And a lot of times it was too much of unpredictable outcome, let's put it that way. And as much as this gave a certain flow of curiosity and newness, on the other hand, it also created extra stress, because when it comes to a relationship and people that are agreeing about something, committing to something, and then one of them just decides, I'm gonna do something else because that's how I'm feeling in the moment, you know, it breaks that agreement. It creates chaos in a sense where I'm not even sure why we're agreeing about something or why we're making any plans because you never know what you're gonna do, so what's the point, right? So this is now hitting, and that has been happening for a while. So when Divine Feminine started getting a little desperate about that, the Tower moment comes in and something happens in the month of July where feminines can see that the pattern has changed, and DMs do not allow those impulsive vibrations to drive them. They still receive them, right? They still acknowledge them, but they're a lot more considerate. They're a lot more mature in terms of respecting what was discussed, what was agreed, and the interest of Divine Feminine in this case. And yeah, and we see for the masculines, definitely recognizing the power and the inspiration that's coming from their Divine Feminine. Even if they're not together, this is a big part of their life. So it actually illuminates certain things that are not working in DM's life, just harder to accept, are not very pleasant to look at. But especially with the full moon on the 3rd that we just experienced, those things are getting illuminated. And the masculines can clearly see what is not going to go along with the union with DF in their life, even if it's something that's not seemingly directly connected to the connection, right? But they're like, okay, no, if it's not gonna go along with building a life with my Divine Feminine, I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna leave that behind. Those aspects will have to go. Okay, now let's look at what actions been taken towards, in this connection, towards union. Not necessarily in this connection, in the twin connection towards union, right? Because remember that we are looking at the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine of Earth signs. But obviously, it doesn't mean that this is specifically a couple. It can just be that your twin is it, or whoever you're thinking or watching this for is also an Earth sign. But if they're not, if they're a water sign, a fire sign, somebody else, then it's better to watch another reading specifically for that element. Okay, so what do we have for the feminines? The Tower again. Yeah, because we could see that in this case, the connection to the twin journey, to the twin is pretty loud, pretty obvious. And the second card is the Fool, so kind of clarified by the Fool. Yeah, so I'm getting immediately that Divine Feminine sees this as a new beginning, this time as a new beginning with their twin. They see this as almost like reintroducing themselves with their twin to each other. You know, like definitely some cycles have closed and we're in a new energy, in a new space. So it's important not to have prejudices. It's important not to be confident that, you know, I know that person, I know how they are, you know. Be open, be curious to learn new things, to get to know them from a new perspective. What do we have for Divine Masculines of the Earth signs? We have Ace of Inspiration, which is Ace of Wands. Please clarify. Which also makes sense because I was just talking about getting inspiration from Divine Feminine in their life. Please clarify Ace of Inspiration. Seven of Materials and Use of Inspiration. Yeah, makes sense. Now it's a King of Wands. So basically what we're saying is Divine Masculine actually gets this energetic pull. For a lot of them, is going to be very strong sexual vibe towards their feminine, and because they see them as the Queen of Wands, they naturally want to be the King of Wands, right? That worthy partner, right? So they're seeing how, and I like that in the Seven of Materials you actually see a feminine figure. They're trying to see how they can build this road to union. You know, what needs to happen first, second, third, right? And this is a minor arcana, so this is something that they can do to get into that King of Wands or Muse of Inspiration, as it's called in this deck, energy, right? It's also very specific things with the Seven of Materials card. So it's like, which I guess makes sense for an earth sign of divine masculines, right? So it's not something abstract, like I've got to be more patient, or, you know, I'm gonna have to be more compassionate to people who let me down and forgive. No, it's like very specific things towards changing lifestyle, towards changing mindset, right? To a more kinder, more understanding worldview. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.